Ready?
No.
Okay, so too late. Alright, so yesterday and the day before we talked about adding or subtracting to cancel out to get the variable by itself, right? Same concept today, but this time we're talking about multiplication and division. Okay? I'm sure you do. Alright, so if I have something that looks like this, what's the 2? How do you get x by itself? That's a 2. Right now, what's being done to x? Divided. So the opposite of dividing, multiply by 5. It's the same as when we were doing linear equations, okay? The only difference is there's an inequality sign in the middle. All right, so this cancels and it leaves me with x is less than 10. So x is divided by 5. The opposite of dividing is multiplying. All right, what was your question? All right, so you look at what's being done to x, right? So if you have x over 5, that means x is being divided by 5. So the opposite of division is multiplication. So to change it, to get rid of it, I would need to multiply by 5. That makes it go away. But if I do it on the left, I have to come over and do it on the right. So it leaves me with x is less than 10. Okay? What you mean? I did do 2 times 5.
Oh, well.
Oh, so you just...
Come on.
Okay, what if they did one?
I didn't even ask.
You're on multiply by.
Yes. Say again? Yes, that's where the 10 comes from. Yeah. So on a number line, I'm at 10. I'll do a couple points above. I'll do a couple points below. I got to remember. No. All right. Open dot or closed dot? Open. To the left or to the right? To the left, for less than. Okay. What if it was multiplication? For example, let's say I had, and I'm starting out easy. Y'all stay with me, okay? 2x is greater than or equal to 8. How do I get x by itself? Multiply by 2. I mean, divide by 2, right? Everybody sees that? Because it's being multiplied to 2 now. So to get rid of it, I divide. Yep. And then you graph.
And you'll always take the one on the left side.
Whatever's the cut.
Whatever, exactly. Kennedy's exactly right. And I'll show you one that's not that way, Ricky, so you see. All right, open or close? Close. Left or right? Right. A little bit more. If the line under it, if it's got a line under it, then it's closed. All right. So Ricky asked a good question just like yesterday. What if this was flipped around? What if it was 3 is less than x over 4?
No,
Ooh.
it's divided by 4.
It's divided by 4 now, so multiply by 4. Look at x, because you got to do the opposite, and you got to get x by itself. It's whatever's being done to the variable. So I'm going to multiply by 4. So the left side becomes, that's exactly right. I got to rearrange it. Somebody was asking me, does the alligator mouth always eat the number? Not necessarily, okay? If you look now, what's it eating? The x. So I need the x to come first. So whenever I switch it around, it's still got to eat the x. When you switch it, whatever it was eating to start with, it has to still be eating when you switch it. Okay? That's right. All right, so 12 is my number on my number line. I'm going to go above a couple. I'm going to go below a couple. Open or closed on 12? Open. Should I say left or right? Right. Now, let me throw a fraction in. What? Rewind back to chapter 1. No, chapter 2. That's right. To get rid of a fraction that's being multiplied, I have to multiply by the reciprocal. So 2, I'm going to put this over here for you so it's in your notes. To get rid of the fraction multiplied. You need to multiply, what's the big word? Reciprocal. Yes, you can just put flip and it's the same thing. Yeah. It's okay. You say paper? Oh, you can grab some out of my printer, but I don't have like a ream. That's okay. Am I out? Is it low? I'm sorry. All right, so I got 2/3 x, right? So when I flip it, it becomes 3 over 2. So it's 3 over 2 times 4. Now, when I do this, the reason I do it is because the fractions cancel on the left, right? And so I have x is less than, remember, how do you multiply a fraction and a whole number? And you're right, though. Top times top and bottom times bottom. So it's 4 times 3 is 12. She's getting ahead. She's just getting ahead. 1 times 2 is, and now Zaya, 6. Okay, I'm going to stop right there for a second. All right, when I graph it, I got a point on 6. I'm going to do a few up and a few down. Open or closed?
Open.
Left or right?
Left.
Good job, y'all. I'm fixing to throw a curveball in here.
Okay.
I am sorry.
Okay, so Mr. Gee, before we have this test, can we have another set of hours?
Oh.
All right. If you ever not that many times, I'll just put one big time. If you ever multiply or divide an inequality by a negative number. Notice we haven't done that yet, right? Something crazy happens. It flips the inequality sign around. I don't know what you're talking about right now, Christian. Okay, let's say I have this. Okay? Now, if I need to solve for x, what do I do? -3. Here's where it's different. Look, I multiplied or divided by a negative number. Do we agree? So, it's x. This sign switches.
Why does it flip?
You multiply by negative or...
So when that was a negative, it flip.
If there is, not when it's a negative, but if you multiply or divide. Adding and subtracting, it doesn't matter. But if you multiply or divide by a negative number, you have to change the inequality sign. Okay? That's the big key difference in this section and any other solving section that we've done. -15, I'm going to go up a few, down a few. Open or closed? Left or right? Now I'm fixing to really throw you off. It's not going to change anything, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you one with a negative and with the variables on the other side. Let's see what we do. Actually, let me see. We might wait. Let me show you one more example, and we'll be done.
I asked the math teacher why this was important, and if I did this kind of groceries.
You
I said,
wrote.
of course it will be important.
I will not use this in my
Hey,
computer.
we talking about I will.
What I'm going to do here, I've got -3x is greater than 24. How do I get x? I divide by -3. I flip the sign because I divided by a negative number.
What are you talking about?
See how I'm dividing both sides by a negative? That makes this sign in the middle change the way it's facing. Other than that, all other solving rules work. Yes? Yes. If you're multiplying or dividing by negative, Jordan. Say again, Haley. 24 divided by -3.
That's the thing.
What?
That's what I've been doing wrong.
The negative.
-8, -9. Let's see on that side. Are you trying it wrong?
Problem.
Oh my God.
Couple points. If you're confused, take out your calculator and do -8 plus 1. Because plus 1 goes this way, minus 1 goes this way. Open or close dot?
It goes to the left.
It goes to the left. Tell me what you think.
It's okay.
Okay.